This video is formatted a little differently from my normal ones, and that's because this experience happened to me yesterday. I wanted to talk about it now while it was fresh to give my most honest thoughts. This channel, in a way, is like therapy to me, and I hope this can help somebody who needs it. Yesterday, someone who was extremely important to me reached out after a period of no contact. I'm not going to get into the reasons why we stopped being friends, but for story purposes, we were super close, even best friends, for about a year to a year and a half, until something super hurtful happened and we decided to go our separate ways. Originally, once we stopped being in contact, I was a little anxious. I was nervous about what was to come, but I didn't let that stop me. I did what any healing person would try to do and worked on myself. There were parts of me that wondered if she still thought about me, and even more parts of me that wished she would reach out so we could be friends again. But at the end of the day, I knew I couldn't sit in those thoughts. I knew I had to focus on myself if I actually wanted to move forward. About 3 months of no contact later, here we are. I look down at my phone and I see a text from her. I won't go into too much detail, but essentially, she wanted to apologize and possibly rekindle what we had. I had finally gotten what a part of me had always wanted, and reading that message sent me into a spiral, my mind filled with all the positives and negatives of every possible direction I could go. Thoughts like, what would my friends think? How can I stay friends with someone who hurt me so badly? What would my family think? Or even, what do I want? My mind was completely torn. Despite all of that, the way I chose to respond was this: forgiveness with boundaries. A lot happened between me and this girl, and a lot happened between her and my friends. But my thought process was simple: you can forgive someone while still keeping yourself safe. I forgave her, but I was honest. I told her there were a lot of things I was cautious about, and that I wasn't sure if we could truly remain friends. The possibility is there, but who knows? The situation was painful and anxiety inducing. However, I think pain is super important. We need pain to grow, to understand ourselves, and to reshape who we're becoming. What I want people to take from this isn't that there's a right way to handle something like this. It's just the way that I did. Someone hurting you and then coming back into your life puts you in an impossible position. There's no script for it, no perfect response, no choice that doesn't come with some level of discomfort. You can choose to forgive and reconnect, you can choose to forgive and walk away, you can choose distance, or you can even choose silence. All of those are valid. For me, forgiveness didn't mean pretending nothing happened. It didn't mean letting things go back to how they were. It meant acknowledging the pain, acknowledging the growth I've gone through, and protecting the version of me that worked hard to heal. Forgiveness with boundaries was the only way I could stay true to myself. And I want to say this clearly: just because someone comes back doesn't mean you owe them access to your life. An apology doesn't automatically erase the impact of what happened. Growth doesn't mean reopening every door that closed. Sometimes growth is simply saying, I forgive you, but I'm different now. If you're watching this because someone who hurt you reached out, or you're secretly hoping they will, you're not weak for feeling conflicted. That pull doesn't mean you failed at healing, it just means you care deeply. Healing isn't about never feeling anything again, it's about being able to feel without losing yourself. I'm still sitting with this, I don't have all the answers yet, but I do know this: the fact that the situation hurt me, scared me, and made me reflect means I'm changing. And I think pain like that, the kind that forces you to slow down and really listen to yourself, exists for a reason. If this helped you feel a little less alone, I'm glad. And if you're in a similar spot, just know there's more than one right way to handle it. Whatever choice protects your peace and respects your growth, that's the one that's worth considering. Something I didn't expect from this situation was how much it showed me about myself. Not about her, not about what she did, but about who I am now. A few months ago, if this message came in, I know exactly what I would have done. I would have rushed back. I would have ignored the warning signs. I would have convinced myself that wanting something badly was the same thing as it being right. But this time, it felt a little different. It wasn't easier, it wasn't painless, just clearer. And I think that's what growth actually looks like. Not suddenly being unbothered, not being over it, but being able to pause instead of react. I think a lot of us believe healing is supposed to be clean, like once you've done the work, situations like this won't affect you anymore. But that's not real. Healing doesn't mean you stopped caring, it means you stopped abandoning yourself when you care. The situation didn't mean I regressed, it didn't erase the progress I made. If anything, it proved that the work actually stuck, because I felt the emotions without letting them decide for me. If you're watching this and you're in that space where someone from your past is pulling at you again, I want you to hear this. You don't have to decide everything right now. You don't have to rush into forgiveness. You don't have to rush into distance. You don't have to rush into closure. Sometimes the most self respecting thing you can do is giving yourself time to feel before you choose how to move on. Your healing doesn't disappear just because something hurts again. Choosing yourself doesn't make you heartless, it doesn't make you bitter, and it doesn't mean you didn't love deeply. It means you finally love yourself enough to not undo your own growth. I don't know what the future holds with this situation. I don't know how it will fully play out yet, but I do know this. Whatever happens, I'm not going to lose myself again trying to keep someone else comfortable. And that's something that I'm proud of. If someone who hurt you wants to come back into your life, the question isn't what do they want? It's who do you need to be for yourself now? Anyways, that's going to do it for me. Um, Before anyone asks, yes, I'm fine. Don't have to, everything's going good. And if something important happens, I'll make a follow up video. But until then, I really hope this resides with you in some way because this is something that's pretty important to me at the very least. And I appreciate all the support and positive feedback you guys have been giving me. And I couldn't ask for a better community. Thank you for almost getting me to 1,000, and I love you guys. Goodbye.